people, what's going on? What's happening, man? I got an itch right there right now. What's going on, folks? This is your boy, poor and impoverished, still I am, KRS Chris. That is Chris, KRS Chris, kicking real shit. So yo, that be me, right? That's what it's all about, kicking real shit, man. Talking about, man, things that need to be talked about, in my humble opinion. In my humble opinion, it is that laxative that we both know that you need, right? I call it the Turbo Lax 3000. Get a bar of it because that's what you need, right? It allows one to, when we can free our mind, you dig? It's like the ass follows, you feel me? As we subscribe to the wisdom of the Dr. Funkenstein himself, George Clinton, that is, the genius, man. All right, look, I'm out here right now, and it is 3:18 on this beautiful, beautiful Wednesday morning in Las Vegas right now. 3:18 in the morning, folks, and it's a very cool and comfortable 67 degrees. See? Yeah. All right. So if it feels so good, man, I'm out for a stroll. Instead of being at home sleep, trying to get up to go to work in the morning, which is what I got to do, I'm out here. I'm a night owl. You feel me? These are my hours, man. They always have been. Even when I'm not working, I'm wide awake at this time of night. I love it, and what I love even more than that is that my city is 24/7. Okay, and that's why we strolling tonight. Now, I'm gonna talk about something, man, with y'all that needs to be talked about. Honestly, I really do. Why? The times we live in, people. The times that we live in right now, man, are perilous. You feel me? They are perilous, man. We are just so close, man, to losing the democracy. You understand me? That, all the people are for the people and by the people and such. You know what I mean? The Constitution and all that, man, that makes our country the country that everybody had wanted to come to and enjoy to visit and all that shit. I don't know why I didn't do this sooner. Now, we're on the verge of losing that, man. Why? Because we have a clown, an ignorant miscreant. Honestly, a demented, degenerate, and a fucking, just a mental patient in the position, man, of the President of the United States, and hence the most powerful man in the world with the most powerful military behind him which he commands. And that's why we are in the state we are in. The man is an absolute, I don't want to get into this about him. See, you cannot say enough about the man's stupidity, ineptness, ineptitude, and so on and so forth, man. His wickedness, his evil, you just can't say enough about it, really, honestly. But the question which I had begun to ask in episodes back, not too long ago, I ain't posted nothing yet anyhow, I'm sorry about that, is how the fuck we get here, man? I have posted now. What the fuck is wrong with white men, man? And I'm talking about people whom I know as my friends, who I know are not stupid people, that I know are educated and half-ass intelligent. Reasonably intelligent, man, right? I know this because they can hold down a job and shit, become, get out of the army as E5s, man, and shit, you know what I'm saying? Navies, petties, yeah. And I was saying how much, I said, what the fuck is wrong with y'all? Once again, my bad. That you guys, man, almost to a person, man, to a man, to every one of you that I know who are my friends, people that I meet, right? People that I encounter for the first time, man, right? Almost every one of you guys support this miscreant, this demonstrably stupid and a lifetime failure of a fucking, just a complete moron, man. And he demonstrated that in the last couple of days. Point being, as an extension of that question, and I was serious when I asked it too, We need to take it a step further even, right? A step further even. What's that, man? How do we as a society get to this place, man? Where this is where we are. This is where we are, man. Do you not realize, man, how serious this is, folks? I'm telling you, man. Because he is insane, because he is insane, before he gives up and relinquishes any power willingly, right? He'll have to be seriously advised. Mr. Trump, take my advice. Seriously, man. Get your ass up out of that chair, get out of that motherfucking office, man, and give up the keys. And don't take nothing with you. Honestly, I mean, because if you don't make it understood to him, that way in no uncertain terms, man, he ain't gonna give it up willingly, man. And what he will do is invoke the Insurrection Act. So he can do what he always wanted to do. And what's that, man? Bully people and hurt folks. Which is you notice that is the pattern, right? Now I'm gonna get deep here in a minute, man, because I'm gonna take that to the next logical solution extension as well. Okay, I don't want to go here right now. This is the 7-Eleven. I want to go up the street. The 24-hour Mama and Papa Market, El Mercado, the neighborhood market. Anyway, this is what this guy's gonna do. He has always been the bully, right? And he thinks that he's a fucking gangster. He admires that kind of bullshit, right? You notice that's the way he talks to folks in other countries and shit, world leaders and things, man. How this motherfucker had the nerve to say in the media, this is why we talking about this here right now. This is Chris kicking real shit, man. And I'm fixing to tell, it's all about telling the truth, man. Representing truth, dig? That's what it's all about. And that's what we're doing right here, man. And what's that? I'm going to try to get into and cover as much of what's been on my mind lately. I've held off, man, until now. I have held off and held my tongue until now. And when I first began to do this, a couple of years ago, when somebody planted this suggestion in my ear to just do what I'm doing right now, and when I was having so much fun with it, right? Why? Because that was at Christmas time, holiday season, 2023, when the last time motherfucking Netanyahu, the dog pig that he is, kicked off the whoop of Hamas. I cut the TV off. Man. And see, I am from the Bay Area of California. And I consider myself to be a tree-hugging, bleeding heart, liberal activist, you dig, right? That knows how to fight and ain't afraid to fight. You know what I mean? And ain't afraid to tell the truth, right? Like if you homeless, you out here in the streets, man, and you 20 years old out here homeless and begging, I'm gonna say, what the fuck wrong with you? Get your ass, healthy ass and able ass up. You understand me? And the next time you go, you and over here where these children play, you feel me? Defecating and shit, shitting and fucking vomiting and shit with the shooting up the dope and everything else that you do out here, man. That's gonna be the last time you do that, man. That's me, the tree-hugging liberal, with my solutions, man, to the homelessness and some things, man, is tough love, right? Now, getting back to the point, man. There's some things, man. See, one of the things that keeps us stupid and why we are in the situation that we're in, how did we get here, man? We got here through a conscious design, a conscious effort, deliberate design effort, man, by the right wing. Yeah, that's the one. They did, and because all of this was discussed in papers decades ago, white papers and stuff, they ask the most inane questions, man. First of all, it's like they take this clown, Trump, man, as if he's something that we're supposed to take seriously, right? And so they tripping over themselves, man, since this jackass started this war in Iran, since he allowed himself to get punked and pimped, you dig, by Netanyahu, Donald Trump, they say taco, man. What the fuck does that mean? Always chickens out. Trump always chickens out. Taco. Remember how y'all did Biden and shit? Hey, Joe Biden, or whatever the fuck. You know what I mean? How about this one? Taco, motherfucker. Taco, bitch. That's what you are, man. You's a bitch, man. You are a punk bitch, and you allow this motherfucking savage pig that he is, man, Netanyahu, to punk your ass and pimp you like the bitch that you are. And you can't even know, you don't even got the sense enough to get the fuck out of this shit because it ain't going the way you wanted to go because you're too stupid. It's going the way everybody has said it was going to go over the course of Republican and Democratic administrations, both, right? It was only until your simple silly ass came along and malicious and savage and wicked and evil and just demonic, man, and just twisted and fucking demented ass came along and stupid, which was, that had to happen. You had to be as dumb as you are for Netanyahu. He said, man, I've been waiting 40 years for this, right? He's like, thank you, God, for sending me this fucking fool. Now I can do what he wants. What's that? Again, this is how the media keeps you stupid, the dumbed down part of it, right? Because they act like they don't know what this is really all about. It's not, Donald Trump is not a sophisticated thinker of anything. All he is a fucking greedy, a greedy, base, savage motherfucker, man, down in the fucking gutter and shit, who thinks he's a gangster Mac or some shit, man, Godfather or some bullshit, right? All he knows is how to fucking take. He's not good, very good at either one of them until, somebody showed him how, look, there's enough stupid people, the ones he called poorly educated, the ones he said he loved, right? I love the poorly educated. There's enough of y'all to get, to get him up in the positions that we need him in, you feel me? With the help of our, once again, designed shenanigans, cheating, all that, man. So, the media is fundamentally the topic that we're talking about right here, man. The dumbing down. The crime. That's how I look at it. The crime, right? You fake news or whatever the fuck you want to call it, man. You can call it, if that simple shit fucking pleases you, then that's what it is. It's fake news then, right? I'm a little bit more sophisticated than that. We're going to be a little bit more sophisticated up in here. Seriously. You understand me? All right, look. When they say, man, that we can't understand, there's no end game. We don't know why he went up in there, right? He went up. See, Donald Trump has learned this time in his second term that, Miller in his ear very strongly surrounded himself by a bunch of fucking defective ass fools as much as he is, where he demands one thing only, man. Loyalty to me or I will fire you. And this is how we do it. Fuck all convention, law, constitution, and anything else, right? As Pete Hegseth said, that dickhead. Shit, man. Politically correct rules of fucking silly ass politically correct rules of engagement. So Trump, who's always been a lifetime criminal to begin with, and that's no bullshit, folks. I'm not up here just running my mouth, man. Look, kicking real shit, right? Chris, that's me, man. And that's what I'm doing. This motherfucker has always been a lifetime criminal who has never, ever had any respect at all, not in the least iota, for authority and law. No, he hasn't. This year, in this term, when he was he was trying to nominate a cabinet member. I don't know who it was, to the attorney general. I'm not sure which guy it was, but it was somebody who used to be, I think, his attorney. And dude's response to the Senate, right? The hearing, right? I think this motherfucker actually said, "Fuck the court." Now, that's always been with Donald Trump. has thought and felt, right? Now, now that he's in the power, in the position of this much power, and they made it understood to him, right? Drilled it into his pea brain, man, that you are the most powerful man in the world, and there's no one at all, anywhere, that is in any position to stop you from doing anything that you want to do. It's like when he does, the shit that he's doing this time, right, man? Just the open grift in the White House. And this is all getting to how we got here. This is all leading up to that, but it's fundamentally about how the media takes you for being so stupid. Now, he's had that contempt of authority his entire life, man. And, between the other people, the people that are up in there that have, got him to see, ain't nobody gonna stop you from doing anything you want to do. Shit, you want to go into Venezuela, kidnap this motherfucker, and take their oil? Do it. See who stop you. You kill people, you can violate international laws, maritime laws, and every other kind of motherfucking law that there is by killing, civilians on the open seas, man. You can go into American cities with troops. Something he's always wanted to do. And I'm gonna get to this motherfucker in just a second because I have to say this. I need to hurry up and get to the point. goddammit. Look, it's especially folks when the victims are black and brown. Always the weak, right? The weaker, right? The humble, and the helpless and the defenseless, right? Always them. That's how bullies operate, man. And with him, what gives him extra fucking hard on over it is if they're fucking black, and then brown, and Muslim, right? And he's really got his hands in his fucking panties then. When you get sick of troops and dogs and shit on black people, this motherfucker, man, people believe me when I tell you, this punk ass bitch would go back, would enslave black people once again. And he could get away with it too. Maybe. That might be the one thing that somebody intelligent enough is convinced this dumb motherfucker that he can't do just yet. But he can sick the military on you, and that's what he's going to do. That's what he's going to do. That's what he's going to do. My guess he's going to do it somewhere close to October, November. Invoke that. Suspend the Constitution and the elections. And his buddies on the Supreme Court, especially that nigga, that bootlicking fucking Sambo-looking ass Uncle Thomas up there. He gonna be the main one with no justification at all, cause it ain't none, man, to say that that's okay. Man, one time, man, this while I'm on him, right? This man, Clarence, right? Uncle Thomas up there, Uncle Tom. They had a case that came before the Supreme Court, man, about some people who were burning crosses on the interracial couples' lawn and shit, right? Terrorizing people, man. The true definition of terrorism. And everybody, it was something that had to do with that in the Klan, I think, whatever it was. All I know is the ruling was 8-1 or 7-1, right? Everybody on the court said, no, that's going too far. You can't do that to people. Constitutional rights. Except for Clarence. Okay, hi. Okay, we're gonna pause right here, folks. I'll be back.